How you doing, guys? Moonchild back, and today we're going to be looking at the Indestructible RDA from Jaybo. Let's take a look. So yep, today guys we're going to be talking about the Indestructible RDA from Jaybo. Let's see if I can get a bit of a close-up. There you go. There it is, there in all of its glory. This is a rebuildable dripping atomizer. This is the cheaper version of it. This is the 4-post version. I believe there's an American made 3-post version. I bought this from GearBest. I'll just get it out of the way now. It is an authentic. I've got this sitting on top of the Invader Tesla Invader 3. This is a serious box mod. It's got a little bit of protection in it. It's got the potentiometer or whatever it's called there. I've got this set sort of about 4 o'clock. I have just rebuilt this. I've done a dual coil 22 gauge build. It's going to be a little bit closer. I've done vertical coils there. First time I've done vertical coils. It was a little bit easier to do vertical coils than it was standard horizontal. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what it can do, and then we'll take it down to the table. I'll break it down, I'll show you how it comes, and then we'll come back up, talk about it, vape on it. So let me just show you what it can do. We need some juice. Some might say, probably should have done this first. But as you can see, the cloud production on that is brilliant if you're into that sort of thing. Vapor tail. Flavours, meh. But, I've got everything wide open at the moment. So what we're going to do, guys, we'll take it down, we'll break it down. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. So here's the Indestructible in its case, just in a hard plastic shell case. On the back, we have some information, just what's in the case. Some warning signs and things like that. On the side, you have your, so you scratch and sniff, your serial number, a QR code, things like that. And Wismec's website. So open the case, move this out, move the Atty out for a sec, and if we can get this inside, we have a spares pack, which is just a couple of O-rings and some screws, which is always nice to have. Just move these out of the way and we'll bring in the atomizer. So there it is. On the front there you have Jaybo's logo. You're gonna be, there you go, a little bit of focus there for you. This comes in a couple of parts. We'll break it down in a second. On the bottom, Jaybo's logo and the Wismec logo, manufactured by Wismec and designed by Jaybo. 510 pin, nice and protruding. I have been using this on the Noisy Cricket pretty much all the time. Peak insulated around the pin there. Nice wide bore drip tip on the top. So what we'll do now is I think we'll just break it down and I'll show you its individual parts. So we'll start breaking it down now. So it does come in a few different parts, and we'll show you what they all do. I'm probably not gonna do a build tutorial on this, but if you do want a build tutorial, go check out Groom Green's video. I believe he did one for it. A few other people have done build tutorials for the Indestructible anyway. So but we'll show you the basics. So we'll come from this end and we'll work down. So at this end we have the drip tip, nice wide bore drip tip. Holes for airflow on the bottom, on the top. That slits into there, and you'll get your airflow. This is your this is one part of your airflow control ring. Yeah, I did try to wash it. Excuse the juice on the table there. So this sits underneath this part, which I'll show you in a second without dropping anything. The drip tip is threaded to this part. This is your actual top airflow. You see there's 8 holes there. Excuse me. 8 holes there for your airflow down. Your main barrel, you have side airflow for your dual coils, and then around this side, this will be for your single coil. So there you go, now it's focused in. Dual that side, you've got 3 holes either side, and then this one for your single coil. And then this is your deck. So, I'm trying to think the best way I could do this. So here's your deck here. As you can see, there's dual O-ring for the main barrel. Come on. So you're at the mercy of the camera when you do this, completely. And sometimes it wants to do it, and sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Okay, so there you go. As you can see, your main deck's there. On your negative posts, they are milled into the actual deck itself. So you have nice wide slots for your thicker gauge wire there, and then in the center there, as you normal would with like a block positive post, but it's just not blocked off in the middle, if you know what I mean. So you have grub screws for the positive block, and then you have Phillips head screws for your negative connections. I've recoiled this quite a few times now. It does get easier every time you do it, but the first time I tried coiling this, it was a bitch to sort of put together. Just when you put the wire, when you put your lead through, you sort of got to put it through, bend it back around on itself, screw it down, and then it does tighten down quite nicely. But again, it takes 2 or 3 attempts to get it perfect, but once it is right, it does vape fantastic. So we'll start putting this together. So obviously, as you can tell, your main barrel just slots onto here. If you want your dual airflow, as you can see here on your deck, by your positive connections, if it's going to focus back in for me, there you go. As from your positive, from your negative side terminals, sorry, you have focus. You have these big sort of slots on the side here. So if you're going to use dual airflow, you would put that down onto there, and then you have both sides of your coil showing. If not, you can, if you push the dual airflows over each side, you would just have a single coil, and obviously in there you can see that your single coil would just, your airflow for the single coil would just sit in front of your single coil. I've always run it in dual. I like a dual coil. I like it warmer. So that just pops onto there. Now the next thing to do is this section here I never said earlier. This is domed as well. That threads onto your drip tip. So that's domed, as you can see there. So you're to take these 2 sections. You'll see there's some like kidney shapes on this side. Put them to the top. You'd align your airflow. Let's see if I can get all 4. This does take a few attempts as well, if you want all 4 open. As you can see, and then obviously as you twist that, you can see that it closes off some of your airflow. So you can close this off completely and just have the side airflow. I like the top as well. It's nice and airy. So what you do is you get it to there, or sort of hold it steady without dropping your top cap. Take your top cap, and if you hold it all together, you can thread it down. It might move a little bit, but if you could see in there, they are open. They might be a little bit closed off, but, and that's that pretty much. And then this is just got another O-ring on top. Slot that into there, and then you're done. You can put it on your device and vape away nicely, and then wipe the juice off your hands. That's pretty much the put together of it. Like I said, I'm not going to re-wick it. I'm not going to show you a coil build or a re-wick for it. Just it's been out for a while now. There's quite a few build tutorials out for things like this, so that's just showing you how it puts together. Well, I think what we should do now, guys, is take it up to the top. We'll talk about it, vape on it, and I will give you my final thoughts. So I'll see you next sec, guys. So there you go, guys. That was an up-close look at the Indestructible RDA from Jaybo and Wismec. Like I said at the beginning, I did get this from GearBest. I've got the site up over here at the moment. They are selling it for £14.16. And that is, at the moment, they're having like a sale, so that's 60% off of the original RRP. I'll give you a few specs, what they've got on the website. This is the Indestructible RDA kit. As I said, it's a 4-post design. It is 303 grade stainless steel. An innovative airflow washer, that's what I showed you in the close-up, that just sits between the top cap and the drip tip. Conical top cap using vortex flow technology. It's airflow. 510 threading, as I said to you earlier, and it is a 22mm atomizer. It stands from the 510 pin to the top at 36mm. And at the moment they are selling it in silver or black. So there's not really much else on the specs I can tell you. Let me just take a vape. As I said earlier, the airflow on this is amazing. I've got this wide open at the bottom and wide open at the top. I've been using this for a good month now. Get some of that out of the way. Like I said, I've been using it for a good month now, predominantly on the noisy cricket, so I've had higher builds, about 0.4, 0.5. That build itself that's in there, that's about 0.4. It is another sort of series box mod. I mean, this can put out 240 watts, they reckon. You know, build low enough and it goes up to 6.6 volts, so you know you can work out the Ohm's law on that. I've been really enjoying this. I think I paid a little bit more than £14 for it. I think I paid about £18 for it. Like I said, that was about a month ago. It is 22mm. It does screw down to every device that I've had. It looks quite nice on the Brillo as well, with the silver and the black. Fits nicely in the Brillo's sort of cut cap that they have. The positives, like I said, if you're into cloud chasing, absolutely perfect for cloud chasing, especially on a series mod as well. Even if not, even if you want to build this down to, you know, what's low these days, 0.08, 0.1. It does get hot. That is one negative that I will give it. Obviously, it will be in stainless steel construction. It does have a peak insulator from the 510 pin and around the positive block, but it does get warm. You can't change out your drip tips, so that's definitely a con. But I mean, if you're quite into, you know, stainless steel and, you know, wide bore, it's perfect for that. There's not really much else I can tell you guys, to be honest with you, other than that I've really been enjoying it. I would highly recommend you getting one, and at £15, you know, it's you can't complain. It can absolutely cloud out a room, I'm telling you. But another con I would say is I don't really want to say it's a bitch. It is a little bit difficult to build with the, I don't know how well you're going to see this with my cotton in it. Have I got a little, let's get a little screwdriver. Let's go this side. I mean, if you've got, try and move some of this cotton out of the way so you can see. I'm showing you, am I showing you? Yeah, that's the right one. How close are you going to get before you, if you can see kind of in there, if I spin it a little bit, come on, focus back. So most of my reviews are going to be now, it's just going to be my hand. Come on, focus in for me. So if you can see slightly from one of them screws. All that for that. If you can see slightly in there, like the negative terminals are like this, and your wire will get trapped like that. It's sort of free flowing. So that was sitting there. Your screw will come down, and then sort of catch your wire like that. It does sort of to and fro as you're trying to doing it, but like I said earlier, if you sort of get it down, move your, you put your lead in, you grab it and sort of pull it round whilst pushing it down, it does go in. It's a little bit fiddly, but it is worth it once you get it done. It's kind of like, if any of you have used the Serpent from Watofo, it's kind of like that. So you've got to, like, the way that's built, obviously your posts sort of like do that opposite each other, so you've got to cut one and sort of drop it in. It is a little bit of a pain in the arse, but once you get it and it vapes well, it's, it's worth it. It really is. So like I said, it is worth it. It is worth the hassle, and it does vape really, really well. I would highly recommend it, and I'm gonna keep gushing now, and I want to stop doing that gushing thing, because obviously I buy all my devices, so I buy stuff that I like. So generally, I am gonna like everything that I buy, because I buy it for the way that I vape. I've bought a few turkeys in the past, but but everything I've bought recently, I just keep gushing about. I enjoy it. So I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Like I said, I'm going to highly recommend this, that you go out and buy it. Like I said, it is a little bit fiddly, but if you... That's the wrong way. But if you want to fuck about with it and persevere, it is brilliant. Stick it on a series box. Well, I wouldn't highly recommend sticking it on a series box, but stick it on a series box. It, like I said, does get warm, but you do get a good vape from it. Stick it on a normal regulated device, build a little bit lower, pump up the wattage. It's a good vape all day. But yeah, so I'm gonna do. Can't talk again. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I've been Moonchild. This has been the Indestructible RDA, and remember, guys. Let's get all that out of the way. Vaping is the way forward. I'll catch you later, guys.